Well, it's happened. Pictures have surfaced showing me dressed in blackface at a Halloween party over 3 decades ago. At the time, I thought that humor and free expression were good things. But now I know that even though nobody seemed offended at my shenanigans, my thoughtless actions harmed others terribly. For that, I am deeply sorry. If I could fly back in time and slap the black off me, I would surely do that. I was dressed as Ike Turner and my date as Tina Turner. The two of us were fans of their music and also of Motown music, Philly soul, and the funky grooves coming out of both Memphis and Muscle Shoals all through the years of our youths. We thought that we were just music fans appreciating the talented people we revered. It was only later that we learned about cultural appropriation and how our seeming adulation was really theft. Imagine our surprise at finding out that we were racists. We were shocked, to say the least. I could stand here and plead for mercy. I could say that I was young and dumb and truly meant no harm. But this is no time for truth-telling now, is it? No, this is the time for me to theatrically rake myself over the coals and hope to God that somebody falls for it. I will immediately resign my job here at Blue Collar Logic and remand myself to my local branch of the Office of Proper Thought. There I will spend months being taught an appropriate level of self-hatred by trained activists and other insufferable control freaks. I can only hope that their efforts will render me fit to live in this regressive new society where people's immutable characteristics define them once again, and the races are simply too intimidated to socialize with one another. Thank you. I shall now skulk away into obscurity, never to be heard from again. Or, y'all could bite me. Yes, my date and I dressed up as Ike and Tina in the 1980s, and if that makes you want to freak out, then go right ahead. Don't let me ruin your fun. Why did we choose Ike and Tina? Well, several factors were at play. A, my date and I were in a brand new relationship and wanted to dress as a couple. B, Ike and Tina were in the news that summer due to Tina's huge comeback album, Private Dancer, and her revelations about that rocky marriage. And C, I wanted my girlfriend to shake her booty as often as possible that evening. That sort of ruled out going as Queen Elizabeth and the Duke of Edinburgh. Look, dressing up as somebody specific requires a physical transformation. That's what it means to impersonate somebody visually. Would you even think of going as Donald Trump without a blonde wig and a good coat of bronzer? Type this into your YouTube search box. Donald Trump makeup tutorial. You see what I mean? Would a black person be forbidden to wear orange face in order to goof on Donald Trump? Of course not. After all, orange is the new black. The assumption is being made that if a white person tints himself to portray a black celebrity or fictional character, he must be doing so because of that person's race, as an excuse to be racist. That is ridiculous. To further assume that he is then mocking that person's race is absurd. But to claim that he is then denigrating everybody of that particular shade is so stupid that only the truly woke would even consider it. That cancel culture warriors see dark makeup as necessarily an attempt to shame or frighten blacks tells us that inside their squirmy little brains, they think of blackness as an innate handicap. They further assume that black people will be devastated by a Halloween costume. That tells you how fragile and helpless they believe black Americans to be. I understand that long ago there was a thing called a minstrel show wherein whites dressed like Negroes in a derogatory fashion. I also understand that that custom has been dead for over a century. Since then, all sorts of people of one race have dressed as people of another race. Was Laurence Olivier racist when he played Othello? Was Robert Downey Jr. being racist when he played Kirk Lazarus in Tropic Thunder? Was Angelina Jolie being racist when she portrayed Marianne Pearl in A Mighty Heart? What do you think? A significant breakthrough toward eliminating the color line was made in 1961. Journalist John Howard Griffin disguised himself as an African American and spent 6 weeks in the Deep South, where Southern Democrats were still upholding Jim Crow. He darkened his skin to do this, and he wrote a book about it called Black Like Me. James Whitmore portrayed him in the movie, and he too colored his skin. It was necessary to tell the story. 2 white men wore blackface to highlight the struggles of those who lived it every day. Were they being racist? As a side note, Griffin's book apparently had a profound effect on one Rachel Dolezal. I'm just saying. Look, it's not 1961 anymore. It's time to move on. The only way that we end racial divisions is to make skin color as insignificant a factor as eye color or hair color. The sane among us have been doing that successfully for many decades. In Pasadena, California, where these pictures of my date and I were taken, race has been a non-issue forever. Jackie Robinson was from Pasadena. When he broke the color barrier in Major League Baseball, he was shocked to find out that his skin tone was still a point of contention elsewhere in the country. There's a movie about that, too. The identitarians of the left want color always to be a dividing line in America. If they can continue to convince African Americans that their complexion alone will curse them to a difficult life, Democrats can keep portraying themselves as saviors while ignoring the real problems faced by Black Americans. If people were allowed to look at skin tone as just another of a person's incidental characteristics, meaningless in every sense except the most superficial, people of all colors would be that much more eager to interact. That's how we eliminate racism, people freely mixing according to shared interests with zero regard to color. Is that really so hard to understand? Halloween will soon be upon us once more. By the time this video is seen, I'll be running around frantically trying to pull my costume together. Dressing up like a transgendered Hispanic Muslim samurai warrior is a tall order. The makeup alone will take hours, but hey, it's Halloween. Can we all just go out there and have a little fun? Thanks for watching. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel and then click the little bell to get notifications.